Hello and welcome to Trade of the Week for the week starting Monday the 11th of March. Each week one of our analysts picks a key trade idea with a stop for the week ahead. Last week IG's chief market analyst Chris Beecham went long on WTI, and IG's analyst Josh Mahony joins me now to discuss. Josh, how did that trade go?
Yeah, unfortunately, at the back end of the week, we actually saw this sort of flush lower in terms of crude prices. Crucially, if we look here on the daily time frame, we can see he put his stop around about $55. Now, you can see that level, we've got a number of peaks in the past, and that is somewhere around about the middle of that. And ultimately, if you look at the price action over the course of the week, we didn't necessarily go too far. You can see continuing to create these lower highs, but by and large, we're sort of consolidating. Unfortunately, that sharp move at the back end of the week stopped that trade out, and then we ended up seeing a sharp rally back up towards those previous peaks, now respecting this trendline resistance. But yeah, unfortunately, that Friday seemed to have caught the trade out. But again, I just want to show you it back on that daily time frame. Bear in mind this inverse head and shoulders formation. Yes, we're consolidating, and yes, we did get stopped out on that one, and Chris did, but I still think there's a good chance we could be forming a base before we move higher from here.
Now, this week we've got another vote in Parliament on Theresa May's revised Brexit deal. That's on Tuesday. We've also got growth figures from the UK and the Chancellor's spring statement on Wednesday. So a lot going on here in the UK. And you've decided to take a look at the chart of cable this week.
Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned prior to this, you said, you know, generally you try and avoid event risks, and I'm doing the exact opposite this time, because for me, I think it's not necessarily justified, the downside that we've been seeing in terms of the pound. Now, by and large, the way that I and seemingly everyone thinks is going to play out is that Theresa May will probably lose her vote. Then we see people probably reject a no-deal Brexit, and then we likely see an extension in terms of the timeline for Article 50. Now, certainly, if we see Theresa May lose her vote, it's probably likely to see a little bit of downside, because that would, if she won that vote, that'd be the easy out, and would see significant upside if she did win it. So from that perspective, there is a chance she could get it passed, but I don't think it will. So we could see a little bit of downside in the near term. But even if that's the case, I don't think it's going to last. I think the idea that we're going to extend Article 50 gives us some breathing space. And if we look at this daily time frame, you can see here we're creating these higher highs and higher lows. More recently moved into this trend line support, now starting to see a move higher. You can see this big sell-off seemingly negated with a breakthrough 132.98, forming this sort of bottoming pattern, now creating this higher high and higher low. So for me, this sell-off that we saw last week provides an opportunity to be able to get long of this market. And I think that whether it's right now or whether it's after we see Theresa May's deal rejected, if that's how it plays out, I think we're likely to see this market bottom out, and I think we're going to have a strong end to the week in particular. So long cable for me does look attractive, despite the significant question marks that still lay ahead. So
where are you going to put the stop? How safe are you going to play it?
So I guess there's two ways of looking at it. The safest way of doing it is going to say I'll put my stop below 127.73. The riskier one, I guess, would be below the 76.4. Now, bearing in mind that would necessitate a break below trendline support, and of course it gives us a little bit of space towards the downside to be able to move into if we did see that next leg low. The thing is that, you know, we have got so many big events this week and so much event risk that volatility seems a certainty, and as such, you know, I think for this one, you know, we're around about that 61.8. I think for me, I'd be happier placing a wider stop loss and giving it a bit more space for the fact that we have got such significant event risk. So putting it below this 127.73, so I'd say put it somewhere around about 127.50, and then hoping that we can see a nice resurgence at the back end of the week. Bear in mind, like I said, there's a good chance we could see another little leg lower over the near term if Theresa May loses her vote on Tuesday, and that could give us an even better buying opportunity if we did come into, say, the 76.4 at 129.09. But, you know, for me, even if we take the trade now, I think by the end of the week we'll probably be in a better position than we are right now for cable.
Josh, thank you very much. That was IG analyst Josh Mahony talking us through his long cable trade for the week starting Monday, the 11th of March. Remember to Google IG's Trade of the Week. That way you can sign up to our weekly email and you'll get it direct to your inbox every Monday. I'm Victoria Scholar. Thanks for watching IGTV. See you very soon.